EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Ryan Fitzgerald all set to get this one started. And here we go on Monday Night Primetime. Return coming from the 6. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. So out have the Falcons for their first possession. At the helm for him, the former first-rounder back in that 2020 draft, Tua Tagovailoa.
You talk to teammates of Tua Tagovailoa, and they will tell you the same thing, that when he is on, he can be as accurate as any quarterback in this league. But some injuries, some coaching changes, some instability have marred a little bit of that development for the Southpaw.
They're going to run it here. It's Bijan Robinson. And he's going to pay off this first down run with a nice pickup of 9. Already we're seeing the mind games they can play with personnel. You talk about this all the time, Brock. Looked like a passing set. Left them some room on the ground.
10, 11, heck, even 20 personnel, doesn't matter. Offensively, you get to dictate the terms. Kind of like those pitchers and catchers that once in a while will pitch backwards. Keep your opponent off guard.
All the way, and that's an Atlanta touchdown!
Touchdown, Atlanta.
Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Nick Folk now for the extra point. Accuracy perfect there as it's center cut. And they go up 7-0 here early.
Panthers, nothing.
It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. Trevor Achane to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. So here come the Panthers now for their opening drive. Getting the start for him, the former first overall pick out of Alabama, now in his 4th season here in the NFL, it's Bryce Young.
The biggest mistake you can make here is letting his offense get suckered into trying and matching the pace while the opposition just set. Even if it's a quick score to begin the game, he's got to have the poise and the patience here to run the opening script they've planned for all week long. Play your game and not let the circumstances dictate and force your hand early.
This is going to be broken up by a hit, incomplete. Couldn't make a play on the throw. The defender did the next best thing, ensuring that it's not going to be caught by anybody. 2nd down. Not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
Pass brought in by Teteroa McMillan. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
He has the first over the middle. There's the stop. Play hits for 15 before it, though. And that will earn the Panthers a new set of downs.
Tight ends will eat up every one of those opportunities to show and prove they can be chain movers as well. Even as they get more and more recognition in this league, they're still constantly working to prove that they're playmakers too.
On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. Tackle finally comes in well downfield. That's a gain of about 26. And that is going to give the Panthers a first down.
6 more yards. That's another Panthers first down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Counterplay, Hubbard. Again, he hits the second level. And he is all the way ahead to the 13-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Panthers first down. First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Here we go. Ready.
The first carry now for Jonathan Brooks. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here's Young, second down. And he gets home. Touchdown, Carolina. Jalen Coker capping a 7-play scoring drive. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yep, certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
This is Ryan Fitzgerald on to try the extra point. And that one's off, no good. A lot of game left here, but we'll see if that's a point that they regret not having later on in this contest.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
So after the missed extra point, he is still out there. He's going to put it back in play. Has this at the 6. And in the end, only able to get this up to his 25-yard line. Onto the field comes the Atlanta offense for the second time. Their last drive contained a heavy dose of the ground game, a little old-school dominance on the way to a touchdown, Brock. Let's see if they stick with it or if they go aerial this time around. Atlanta about ready to go now. First and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up second.
Run loss of a yard to begin the drive. Here comes second and 11. We're through one on Monday Night Primetime. It's an early advantage for the Falcons. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Bank of America Stadium after this. Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They have second down behind the sticks. Dotson now in motion right. Second down, here's Tua. And the defender is there with him every step of the way downfield to make the hit and break up that catch. It's third down. Back to throw, here's Tagovailoa. And in a blink, they are up to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. Gain of 26 yards there. And that is good enough for Atlanta first down. On the keeper, here's Tagovailoa. And he takes it across midfield and into Panthers territory. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
2 yards.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen.
Contact is made. He's hit and dropped back across midfield to the 44. Jalen Phillips. And that means it is now 3rd and 16 to go.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. Let that pass rush get home.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Take it in over the middle, it's Dotson. And they make the tackle at the 38. So 3rd and 16, no problem for them as they get the first.
First down, Atlanta.
And not going to get a snap here. We have arrived at our 2-minute warning. More on Monday Night Primetime in just a moment. New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. 1st and 10, around to Robinson. Escapes a defender. And he's going to be hauled down after a gain of about 7. It's 2nd down. Okay, so they sent the blitz, but it almost seemed to backfire there, Brock. They ran through it for a pretty nice gain.
Yeah, because there's a little boom or bust,
yeah.
Right? Is an offense, as a QB, if you see that and run away from the blitz, it can be effective like it was there. Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not like the standard they set for themselves.
Under the line for their 9th play of the drive. This is 3rd and 3. Trying one here with Robinson. They manage about 9 before a stop is made. And it's going to be first down Falcons.
Yak. That's what it's all about in this league as a running back. Can you get those hard yards after initial contact? This dude just got it done.
RPO and quickly into the hands of Dotson. Touchdown Atlanta! So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Volcon now to try the point after. Send right down the middle and good. And the lead is up to 8.
14, Panthers 6.
It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. Set to return. It's Chuba Hubbard. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense headed back out there now for the Panthers as we can look at their offensive coordinator, Brad Idzik. Year number 3 for Idzik as the OC here, as you and I both remember, originally broke into the NFL with the Seahawks back in 2019. First call here coming from the shotgun. This drive will begin with Hubbard. Taken down after a quality gain by 15 yards. And that gives Carolina the first.
Run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
It is caught left side. He pushes this down to the 42 before going down. He gets 16 yards on that play. And that's good for a Panthers first. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. First down from the 42. Young throwing here. They close in on him and drag him down on the other side of midfield. They got him at the 48. And now it's going to be 2nd and 20. So a 1-possession game, Brock, after our first 2 quarters. Now let's throw it over to our pal Scott Hansen. He's got our halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Scott Hansen in Orlando. We'll get you back out to Charlotte momentarily. But first, a quick look at the highlights and some of the numbers from that first half. And we focus on this man, Bijan Robinson. He's already closing in on a 100-yard game and already has that touchdown to his credit as well. For the call of half number 2, let's rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Thanks for that update, Scotch. Welcome back, everyone, for the third quarter. Had a one-touchdown game here as we get you back down to the field. It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. Hubbard with a return here. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Panthers and Chuba Hubbard ready to begin another drive. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
Stop finally made after they give up 16 on the play. And that will earn the Panthers a new set of downs. And what a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On first down, here comes Brooks. Breaks the tackle. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good rip on first down. That brings up second and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Here we go.
Up the middle, Hubbard. And they'll get to him here. Play finally put to an end after about 15 yards gained. And they got that first down, too.
That's good for Panthers. First down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Ready.
Tried to beat him with a quick pass, but not quick enough. That winds up as a loss.
I certainly don't mind completions nor getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands in a hurry, but that one was way too predictable as it goes backwards.
Offense to the line, second down. Young looking to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. There's the tackle, but the damage already done. Giving back 23 on that play. And that is going to give the Panthers a first down.
First and 10 at the 13.
In the red zone on first. Caught just shy of the goal line. And he's out just before he can hit the end zone, but what a nice first and goal here from the 2.
First and goal at the 2.
And a pistol look now. Hubbard will not get past the line. He's held up at 4. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
And they're turned away again. 2 great defensive stands. We've arrived at 3rd and goal. These last 2 snaps, they have forced this drive to what might be its last play here, Brock, and we can confidently say there's not going to be another run here on 3rd down.
Yeah, I think it's time to let the passing game get going and really trust your quarterback here, who's got to compensate for 2 negative plays.
Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers! Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Now Young and the Panthers going for 2.
The Panthers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Sending him up the middle. And he made the line of scrimmage, but not that goal line. Defense there to shut down that 2-point attempt. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Just 1 tick left now in the 3rd quarter. Drive begins here with Robinson. Cuts it to the right sideline. By a man, he's in the clear. Toward the pylon, and he is in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Bijan Robinson brought one back earlier and now takes one across.
Nick Folk for the extra point.
Okay, we are watching a showman put on an absolute show. What a day for this running back. I think he'd be the first to tell you. It's about the guys up front, receivers blocking outside, and the electricity of his legs.
All right, we've reached the final quarter of Monday Night Primetime. And when we resume play, it'll be with a kickoff. It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. Hubbard with a return here. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Panthers and Chuba Hubbard ready to begin another drive. And the running lanes, and they've been hazardous. Not quite the decorated collection of highlights from him that we're going to look at here. Those big plays, the explosive runs where he leads an offense, just haven't been there for him in this one. Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Drive beginning with a run. It's Hubbard. And he's stopped after picking up 9, so they're set up well here with 2nd and 1.
That is just a great drive start. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable 2nd down.
First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes 2nd and 1. Now Young. He's going to try to drop it in, deep right. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
One score is just, well, it's not going to be enough. I think we can look at the scoreboard and know that. So the pace is going to pick up, and I think you're going to see more and more of those shots deep down the field, Kate.
Away on 3rd and short. Actually might have lost a yard. So that's going to bring up 4th down. They're going to go for it here, trailing in the 4th.
4th down.
Here we go.
Desperation time here on 4th. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs. They've got 1st down here from the 36. Robinson on the inside give. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their 1st. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
At the 35-yard line.
Now pitch it to Robinson. Pop behind the line here on 2nd down, which is only going to make things tougher for this 3rd down coming up. Now before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the 2nd one used by the defense in this half. He's trying to get away, but unable to do so. They catch him behind the line on 3rd down. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Charlotte. Falcons up by 9. 4th down, and on comes the former All-Pro Jake Bailey to punt. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. Nearly coffin cornered that one, just a little too far, and it's out of the side of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers get going again once more on offense. And they're very fortunate the turnover on downs and short field did not lead to points. They can thank their defense by putting a scoring drive together right now. Looking to throw, Young. Tremble with the grab. They get to him, he's hit, brought down after a gain of about 10, and that gives Carolina the 1st.
And the Panthers, 1st down.
Young to throw it. Complete to Tremble. And he's going to be dropped quickly after making that catch. Being limited to a couple.
Tommy Tremble. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 33-yard line.
Second down coming from Young. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And he's going to be out of bounds, so after picking up 3, it's going to be 3rd down.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. 3rd down from this distance, Brock. That is a spot you expect your offense to convert, but you also expect your defense to make the stop. This time, the defense won out with a nice interception.
Yeah, in that scenario, it's really like an outfielder in baseball, Kate, right? If you're going to go for it, as a defender, if you're going to just pull the trigger and you're going to go for it, you better make it happen, and you better get that pick. Otherwise, you're giving up a 1st down conversion. He gets the pick, and those defensive coaches and that defense celebrating on the sidelines.
So the Falcons will fly home with a win on the road.